All right, everyone, welcome back to another episode of Training Thursdays that I try to do when I can every Thursday at some point during the day. And so you can always know if I'm going live here in the Facebook group, the More Than Your Weight Women's community, by checking the events. I try my best to, create an event a few days before to let you know when I'm going live and what we're going to be covering. And today I'm kind of wrapping up some thoughts around food and body freedom that we've been talking about all month here in the Facebook group. We did the Food Freedom Challenge. If you've been a part of the group, there's been various posts, various trainings around that, just to really help women get an idea of what I mean when I'm talking about food freedom. I'm not actually, it's interesting because we all have a different definition of what that means. But what I mean is, I believe there are 7 different areas that we need to look at to find peace in, to do deeper work in. And when we can do that deeper work, we can find food freedom. And that is diets, the scale, yes, food, your body, yourself, exercise, and how you handle emotions. Because all of those areas impact your relationship with food, and all of those areas impact your relationship with every other area. So I think this is such an important foundational work before we start talking about healthy habits, because many of us women, many of the women that I work with, that I have worked with even throughout the years, like this is the starting point. They come to me saying, I need work with my habits. I need help with watching what I eat, or moving more, or managing stress, or all these other things, which are great things to do. But as we start working together, this stuff around food and freedom, food and body freedom, is really what comes up. And so what I wanted to do is that, yes, I have a one-on-one intensive that I do around this, but I wanted to create a 6-week group program to really cover in depth the main areas, these 7 different areas, and the different tools that I offer to my one-on-one clients to help them find their version of food freedom. And so that's why I really truly believe in this work, not only from my own personal story, but from the women that I've worked with. So today, what I wanted to do is to talk about 3 reasons that my clients that I've worked with the last 6 years have found lasting body and food freedom, right? Because it's connected, right? And it's to share with you that, well, I will share the 3 things, and then you can kind of get an idea where I'm going with this. But I've been also releasing a lot of content this last month, and just because I was just, different things were coming up as I talked to women on whether or not they wanted support in this way, or as I just started to really listen to women and reflect on the different things that hold them back around food freedom and body freedom. And I wanted to specifically address those things. So that's why I went live, almost every day during the challenge. That's why I did these training Thursdays and then put them on the podcast and put them everywhere, just because I was like, I want people to hear this message. But I will let you know that I'm going to do my best when I have the time to continue these trainings on Thursdays. But I'm definitely going back to 1 day a week for podcasts. It's a lot of work to do podcasts, and it's a lot of work to do lives, but it's much easier to just jump on live. But I just think, a weekly podcast is just a good rhythm. And so oops, my earring came out. On Tuesdays is when the More Than Your Weight. So this upcoming Tuesday, there will be an episode, but there won't be one tomorrow. So just so you know, and then I guess I got to let my episode people know this on Tuesday as well. But of course, I will try to continue the trainings here. So, maybe you're like, okay, well, why am I going to join live or watch the replay? Because it's going to be in the podcast. It will not be on the podcast continuing on. Also, because I just have a lot of other projects that I'm really excited about to share soon, including starting my oils podcast again. Huge virtual event I have been coordinating for the last 4 months. You'll know a lot about that next week. And then also working on a book, and then just working with my clients as well, which is the foundational work that I do. So just had to really kind of watch how much of content I was creating so that I can show up for all of those spaces. Okay, so the podcast is going back to just on Tuesdays, starting on this Tuesday. Well, actually starting tomorrow, since there will be an episode tomorrow. Okay, so again, let's continue this conversation. And I just, again, wanted to wrap up our focus on this, because actually next month, I'm going to be talking quite a bit about habits, and through a very unique method. And so you're going to want to stay tuned to next week to learn about that. But I wanted to kind of wrap up our conversation as we've talked about food and body freedom by just talking about, when I really look at the women who have said yes to investing in themselves and their health by first working on food freedom, these are the 3 things that they have done repeatedly to really find that for food freedom, and or 3 kind of key reasons or elements that have come up. And the first is awareness, right? And so if you did my food freedom challenge, you probably know, like, or even listen to some podcasts, like you probably became more aware of the different beliefs, thoughts, emotions, and words that were really impacting the way you viewed the scale, the way you viewed your body, the way you viewed food, and interacted with those things as well. And the same thing happens with my clients in our sessions, but it goes deeper because, one, we're actually talking and I'm listening and I'm asking good questions. And not that I can't do that in a Facebook group setting, but it is just a more personal space, kind of a very sacred space to be able to share. And what I've noticed, some of the things that clients have become aware of is the things that they believe, the thoughts they say, and the thoughts they think, the words they say, how they feel about food, their body, what they think it should be, what, the beliefs of, looking back on who they were versus who they are now. But they also become more aware of what other people have said, whether indirectly or directly, and how that has shaped their view of food, of their body, of the scale, of diets, and of their self, and even of exercise. And that process of becoming aware of those beliefs, thoughts, words, and actions and feelings really help us then be able to directly address those things with more clarity, with more safety, even with more support, with more feelings of empoweredness and compassion. And this awareness can happen in a challenge, and this awareness can happen when you listen to a podcast. This awareness can happen in self-reflection. I truly believe that, because I've had a great awareness in so many areas of my life, but specifically these areas, food and body freedom, through those methods. But let me tell you, the best form of awareness that I had is in conversation with someone who has been there before, and someone who is there to hold me accountable, there to coach me and to mentor me. I had a client who, just became aware of, no, I want to say a client, multiple clients, that things that loved ones had said to them when they were kids, or may even be saying to them now, have really shaped their identity, and how, not just how they believe others see them, but how they see themselves, how they see their worth. And the hard part about that is there are loved ones. They're people that we respect. They're the people that we trust. They're people that we look up to. And so for them to break that trust, or to hurt us, whether intentionally or unintentionally, it hurts. And we honestly start to believe what they say is true, because of course that's our sister, that's our mom, that's our friend, that's our teacher, that's whoever, right? And I just, in all of these client sessions, I've just really encouraged clients to take action. So the first one is awareness, but action. We process, we become aware, but we take action. And the action could be reflection. The action could be noticing when they feel like emotionally eating, and what was the trigger that moved them that way. Who were they around? What situation was happening? The action could be to start saying affirmations over and over and over again, to rewrite those beliefs that are keeping them stuck. It could be, when they're looking at themselves in the mirror, versus like looking at and saying that their bodies are this, this, and this, like giving each part of their body a compliment, giving each part is what we would call mirror work, giving each part of their body grace and space and honor. It could be a daily mindset practice. It could be just like, how do you want to experience today? What does health look like to you today? What does food and body freedom look like? Say it's the holidays and you want to enjoy some foods. Like, what does food freedom there look like, right? And so in all of this, like, we need to become aware, but we cannot stay there. We have to take action. And yes, again, I do believe we can take awareness and action through a lot of other mediums, but I do believe in spaces like coaching sessions or groups or small intimate programs that are very high touch, like the programs I offer, whether they're one-on-one or group, they're high touch, can further allow and catalyze us and actually can allow us to break through at a higher exponential rate. Friends, I invest in so many things in my life. I invest in so many people who invest in me. I invest in Bible studies. I invest with mentors and leaders. I invest in business coaching and mentorship. I invest in health coaching and mentorship at different levels throughout the different years. But I invest. Why? Because I'm wise. I mean, not to say that I'm like, but I've learned a lot about health and the body and mindset and all that the last 10 years, but I can learn more. And there are things that I don't know. So when I was towards the end of my pregnancy journey, I invested in a health and wellness and fitness program that would help me towards the end of pregnancy, but postpartum. And it's 15, nearly 16 months. And I am healthy and I'm strong and I'm feeling good in my skin. And I'm able to do a lot of fitness things that I thought I wasn't able to do after having a baby, but my core strength and my pelvic floor, all these different things. And that did not come from me just trying to figure it out. It just came from me from investing in help. And same thing with my health and fitness journey and mindset journey as well. Like really having to do that deeper inner work. And it took for me knowing that like I could go at it alone, but it's so much easier in all those areas to go at it with people. So awareness and action. And with that goes to the third part, accountability. So I truly believe that, again, we can become aware and we can take action and even have some form of accountability through Facebook groups, through podcasts, through all these sort of things. But I truly believe all of us have a different form of accountability that we need. And for many of the women that I've worked with, having a coach there to not judge them when things went wrong, but to help them work out why things didn't go as planned, to celebrate with them when even if they didn't reach whatever milestone they wanted, but they still made one small step. My gosh, like that work is literally, what's the word, priceless. I would put, like, trust me, have a lot of amazing things that I'm about to get started, get doing in my business that is going to serve so many women, including you. And I have it, for example, I'm working on a book. I invested in a book coach and a book program. I've taken other do-it-yourself book programs before, and I've got far. I have a lot of words written, and I am totally capable of kind of doing this on my own, but there are a lot of mindset stuff that comes around with writing a book. There's a lot of things I also don't know because I've never published one. I was a writing center tutor at my school in college, but I've never written a book. I've never published a book. So there's a lot of things I know how to do. There's a lot of things I don't know how to do. So I invested in someone who I trust, who's done it multiple times, who helps other women through this professionally. And is it an investment? Yes. But because I'm aware of actually what the type of support I need, because I'm going to take action, but I'm also going to get accountability. So this goes with any area of your life, awareness and action and accountability, right? It doesn't just go with food and body freedom. It's a mindset thing, understanding all this, becoming aware, taking action, but getting support along the way. You know, I've talked a lot on the podcast and the content of, yes, this awareness piece. Yes, understanding your fears, but taking brave and courageous action anyways. But why I've invited you to my 6-week program, not just so I can make money. Like, listen, that's great. I need that because I am running a business and I have family and all that to take care of. But at the end of the day, I truly believe in the work that I do. I truly believe in this program. I truly believe in my one-on-one work. I truly believe that God has called me and placed me in this space on Facebook, in this space in the world, whatever it is, however you're hearing this or however you've interacted with me, to set women free, from bondage of the food, just like food diets, the scale, like this culture that just like keeps us trapped with this fear and this feeling of shame and unworthiness and not feeling like enough. And I'm just so tired of it. And I want to set women free in so many areas. Well, I know that I'm a vessel. Ultimately, God sets people free. But I say all this because this is what I'm meant to do. This is part of my purpose here on this earth. And so why I build programs that are going to help you take awareness, action, and accountability is because I truly believe that food and body freedom are yours. You just need some support. Women just need some support. And so in my 6-week boot camp that is closing for registration tomorrow, it starts next week. And even actually all my programs that are kind of longer term and have that not just a one-time thing, there are pieces of awareness, action, and accountability built in. The awareness will come from the trainings, from your reflections, from coaching sessions, from someone else's post about something. The action will come from the training saying, hey, let's work on this, or from a coaching session saying like, hey, actually don't even worry about what we talked about this week. This is what you need to focus on. And the accountability comes in the fact that, I'm going to check in on you each week. Community is going to be there to support you. There are weekly coaching calls, all this sort of stuff. All of this is designed so that you could find peace with food, feel confident in your body again, and start to develop healthy habits, which we'll talk about a little bit here in the Food Freedom Bootcamp. That is more than just about the scale, more than just about fitting into a size, but is about you understanding that your body is a gift. Your body is a gift, an honorable vessel that we need to take care of, that you need to take care of. There's only one like it, and there's only one that will ever be like it. And you are only the one person, and no one else will ever be like you. So you yourself are worth taking care of. You yourself are worth spending money to get to the bottom of some of this stuff. All right. And so the reason why I believe my clients find food and body freedom is because they are willing to take the next step to get deeper awareness, take more bold action, and to get support and accountability along the way. So I want to ask you right now, if you're listening or you're watching, just of the three, awareness, action, and accountability, what do you really need in this season? I think we need all three, but I think there's often one we need more than the other. When it comes to your health, when it comes to your body, when it comes to food, do you need more awareness? Do you need more action, or do you need more support and accountability? Because understanding that's going to help you know exactly what you need. And if you're not clear on that, I would love to hop on the phone with you. Very soon, if you want to get in this program, but at least early next week, to help you get clear on what do you need. That's what my clarity calls. That's why I switched the name from discovery calls. I call them clarity, because it is a space to help you get clear on what support you need by becoming aware, by understanding what's your next brave action to get that support. Well, becoming aware of what you need. So the awareness and the support of the accountability, and then taking a brave action. So that could be working with me, it could be doing something else, but you're not going to know unless you have that clarity. So if you are interested in getting some clarity, or even if you're ready to take action and work with us in the 6-week bootcamp, please message me, leave a comment here. Let's talk today or tomorrow to just really help you get clear, but also figure out how can we incorporate all this in, and so that you could join us for the bootcamp if that's something you are interested in and want to do. Okay. So let me know in the comments below, do you need more awareness, action, or accountability in your food and body freedom and health journey this season? And we'll go from there. And yes, if you're interested in the program, please let me know ASAP, because I would love to have you join us if it's a fit. All right, friends, I'm going to get going, but grateful for each one of you. And I'll see you in the group.